What's happening? My name is Keith Lorren. I'm known all over the world as the Spice King, the spiciest man in the world, the Duke of Delicious, the Kaiser of Curry, and the man who invented cooking. And I'm so excited to invite you to my brand new kitchen. It's beautiful. I'm right on the intercoastal in South Florida. The breeze is here, the trees, the boats, it's all lavish. And to celebrate my new move, I'm cooking for the first time here, and I'm gonna make my very favorite dish, which is a seafood stew made with halibut, scallops, shrimp, in a coconut cream sauce, drizzled with Achiote Oil, Tostones, black rice, vegetables. Okay, you're gonna love it. Are you ready for these recipes? I'm sure ready to eat. Let me show you how to get started. Every rice starts with a great broth, and we're gonna make a wonderful mushroom broth by adding some fresh thyme, some allspice, some chicken wings, some concentrated chicken bouillon. We're gonna add this all into our stock, our hot water, to make a really flavorful broth. Next, we're gonna add some jonjon mushroom cubes. We're gonna add the jonjon mushrooms themselves, and when the liquid turns a really dark color, you know that it's ready and that it's going to color the rice well. Next, we're going to add the scenting components by sauteing fresh garlic and ginger, some fresh thyme, onions, a little bit of celery, some bell peppers, fresh parsley stems, chili paste. We're gonna saute all of these things together into our oil to make it fragrant. Next, we're going to add our rice and saute the rice alongside with it. Now, if you want the full recipe, go to keithlorren.com and I have everything laid out for you step by step. Well, you want to saute the rice a little bit, and then we want to drizzle the strained mushroom broth over our rice. Now it's time to re-season it. So we're gonna add some fresh thyme. We're gonna add a little bit more of the Spice King all-purpose seasoning, the Spice King seasoned sea salt, the Spice King chicken bouillon. We're gonna add a pinch of sugar. We're gonna add clove. We're gonna add allspice. We're gonna add some fresh black pepper, and we're gonna taste it and make sure that the flavor really, really pops. To bring out that extra salt content, and I'm gonna stir it in and I'm gonna give it a taste. Let's see. Yeah, that's perfect. You know that the rice is ready when you can see that every grain is separated and it just smells so fantastic. Oh, it's wonderful. Now, to give it that famous glossy sheen, we're gonna add a few knobs of butter. The more you add, the better it's going to taste, but if you're cutting calories, just add a few. You know, it's worth it. Make our coconut cream sauce. Coconut cream sauce is super easy to make. We're gonna start off by sauteing some potatoes, carrots, onions, garlic, and ginger into a hot pan just to toast the vegetables up a little bit and to give them some flavor and some color. And also, we're going to add a little bit of onions and black pepper, and we're going to toss it so that it's flavorful. You can also add some flavoring ingredients like allspice and cloves, along with the Spice King all-purpose seasoning, and we're gonna add a little bit of coconut milk to bring it all together. Fresh thyme, we're going to add, and also cilantro stems and a little bit of parsley stems. This is gonna help scent our broth. We're also gonna add a little bit of red chili paste, and we're gonna add a pinch of sugar. Anytime you're cooking coconut milk, it's always good to add a nice pinch of sugar to give it some balance. To adjust the seasoning, we're gonna add a little bit of the Spice King seasoned sea salt and the Spice King all-purpose seasoning just to give it that extra oomph, along with some black pepper, a little sprinkling of the Spice King chicken bouillon powder, and a pinch of sugar. This is gonna make the flavor really pop. To make our tostones, we're going to chop off the ends of our plantain, our green plantain, and we're gonna run the knife along the back side of it. Now, it's best to peel it while the water is running, and that way the skin comes off easily. If you do it without the running water, it's gonna be very difficult, and you're gonna end up with a lot of skin still left on your plantain. We're gonna cut our plantain into 1-inch cubes, drop it in the hot oil, and par fry it. When it's halfway fried, we'll take them out and then we'll smash them. At this point, you can season it lightly with a little bit of salt and pepper and put it off to the side. And when it's time to serve, we'll drop it into the hot oil right before we're gonna serve it. To make our garlic dipping sauce for our plantains, you know, I just love this sauce, it's so delicious. We're gonna saute some olive oil in a hot pan along with some garlic, a little pinch of onions, and we're just gonna toast it. We're not gonna overcook it. As soon as you see the little bubbles come up, you're gonna turn the heat off. You don't wanna cook the garlic, you just wanna scent the garlic. Next, we're going to add a little bit of lemon juice to this. We're gonna add some salt, some pepper, a little bit of some Spice King seasoned sea salt, Spice King all-purpose seasoning, and we're gonna add a sprinkling of the Spice King chicken bouillon for some extra umami. Now to make our garnishing vegetables, we're gonna saute some shiitake mushrooms until they're nice and golden brown, and then we're going to add in the other ingredients. You can add any vegetables you like. I like to add onions, celery, colored peppers, a little bit of fresh garlic and ginger, just so that it's tasty. These are the vegetables that's gonna go on top of our seafood. Next, we wanna sear our seafood. We're gonna start off with the shrimp. We're gonna season it with fresh cracked black pepper, some of the Spice King seasoned salt, and just a little bit of the Spice King all-purpose seasoning. And then once it gets color on the opposite side, then we'll flip it. After we've seared the shrimp and it has a beautiful color, we can add fresh butter, a little bit of garlic. We just want to toss it and so that you can see that it's flavorful. Next, we're going to do the same thing to the scallops. We're not going to turn the scallops until they're colored on one side. To season it, we're going to add the Spice King all-purpose seasoning. We're going to add some fresh cracked black pepper, Spice King seasoned sea salt. We're going to add fresh garlic and butter. And then we're going to toss it and so that the flavor coats the scallops. And we're going to put that off to the side. Do the same thing for our halibut. We're going to add the halibut into a hot pan and not move it until it's colored on one side. Then we're going to begin seasoning it. We're going to add a little bit of the Spice King all-purpose seasoning, the Spice King seasoned sea salt, fresh cracked black pepper, and we're going to make it really, really tasty. To finish it, we're going to add fresh Irish butter to it, and we're going to coat it so that all the flavors get all over the fish. Right before you serve the food, you want to drop the Tostones into the hot oil. And then you want to garnish it with that delicious garlic oil that we made. To finish the dish, we're going to make our homemade Achiote oil, and it's super simple. We're going to add some peanut oil to our pan. We're going to add the Achiote seeds, and we're going to heat it. Now the heat is going to release the color of the Achiote seeds, and then we're going to spice it up by adding a little bit of salt and a little bit of garlic. It's going to be amazing. It's beautiful, it's healthy for you, and when you drizzle it over your food, your guests are going to be like, oh my God, this is just heavenly. If you can't find Achiote seeds, you can also use African red palm oil. It's equally as delicious. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want a perfect seafood dish, you have to make this. I promise it's Spice King approved and your guests are gonna love it. Head over to Walmart, Stop and Shop, Big Y, and Julasco to pick up your Spice King products. This video was sponsored by HairlineMagic.com. If you want the perfect hairline and beard like the Spice King, go to HairlineMagic.com.